This trip that President Xi Jinping took to an earth mining facility earlier this week sent a strong message to the world. It was sort of a reminder that China dominates 90% of the rare earth market. And these are chemicals, compounds that are used by Apple, Samsung, among other defense contractors, Raytheon. And it was certainly an example of how China can use other types of chemicals and goods to retaliate. They did that back in 2010, flexing its power by imposing export quotas that caused rare earth prices to skyrocket. That really helped their Chinese companies and hurt the non-Chinese companies.
And at the time, I believe it was a spat with Japan.
Yes.
Also, I mean, you've talked about this, how even India could become a possible jousting partner, if you will, in a trade conflict. So we talked earlier about this song that is going viral in China that kind of urges people to take on the U.S. Is there any evidence that that would play out on the ground in terms of people reacting poorly to whether it was Japanese or Korean or American goods?
Well, it's interesting. China in the past has used boycotts as a way to exert economic pressure on countries that it's having a diplomatic dispute with. Case in point, 2017, this tiff with South Korea, and China ultimately told their Chinese citizens to stop traveling to the country. That was a $7 billion hit to South Korea's economy. Then back in 2012, a territorial dispute with Philippines resulted in the Chinese not buying bananas from them. That's a key export from the Philippines. And then 2010, a territorial dispute with Japan resulted in the Chinese boycotting cars. So this has certainly been a tactic that the Chinese have used in the past, and the question is, can they use it with the U.S. amid this broader trade fight?
You mentioned rare earths. That's probably the most important one. I understand maybe Australia has some production. They're trying to do more in the U.S.
Yeah.
By the way, we've had almost a decade now, but no real progress.
Yeah, really fascinating that even back in 2010, when we saw this story play out between China and Japan, we didn't really see a lot of other companies come to the foray and say, hey, let's start developing our own rare earths. Still, China commands 90% of this market.